All right, so today we are going to talk about the 5 pillars of what have made my weight loss so successful. And I am a firm believer that you do not need to spend a lot of money, like monthly memberships, hiring a coach, being part of a team, spending money on protein shakes. You don't need all of that. So if you are interested on finding out how I have successfully lost 90 pounds since having my baby and kept it off and continued losing weight, this video is for you. Hey, I'm Lauren of Wholly Beautiful, and this video is coming to you because I've had so many people reach out to me on my Instagram, especially because of the Instagram stories that I have posted just about my weight loss journey and working out and how I eat. And so I really just wanted to create a video that kind of summarizes all of that. And just kind of, you can always ask me more questions after this, but I really wanted to create a video that just kind of smooshed it all together. So let's jump in. The very first thing that I really did that I started noticing rapid changes from was starting intermittent fasting, which, if you haven't heard of it before, you are eating within a shortened eating window and nothing caloric outside of that. So for me personally, I eat between noon and about 6:30 to 7 o'clock at night. And once I'm done with my dinner, I don't have any other snacks. I don't have any kind of like tea with milk. You can have tea that's like herbal tea, but I don't add anything that has extra calories within that time frame. And in the morning, for instance, I'll have like a hot cup of black coffee. But basically, when you are shortening that window, you're essentially cutting off an excessive meal, right? And so some people do their intermittent fasting where they start eating breakfast and they stop in the afternoon. Some people, like myself, skip breakfast, get up, have some coffee, do what you gotta do, eat lunch, and then I usually have like a small snack in the afternoon and then dinner, and then after that I'm done. I'm so bad. Like, I used to be so bad about nighttime snacking. Like, go make myself a big bowl of buttery popcorn. You can ask my friends who know me. It's a problem. Or grab a block of cheese and like go to town. It's bad. So doing intermittent fasting really just cut off all of the excessive snacking that I was doing right before I would go to bed and not have a chance to burn those calories off. And then also, like, during my pregnancy, I would get up and have breakfast and a little bit later have second breakfast like a freaking hobbit, okay? Like, I really developed some bad habits. And, I ended up weighing 234 pounds at the end of my pregnancy, which is a lot for someone who's my height and who is 5'6". Granted, I was carrying a baby, but that was still excess weight that was on my joints, and it was really, really hard on my body, and I was really tired all the time. So, yeah, intermittent fasting was a game changer, and I started that last year, and I have just continued on with it, and it's honestly, really, I don't think about it anymore. It just is part of my life and how I eat. I think a lot of times people are kind of scared about doing that at first because it does sound scary to change your habits and to cut out, a meal or excess snacking or whatever it is you do, but it's just such a simple principle that's really going to reduce your caloric intake without a lot of effort. So I highly recommend this. I think it's a fantastic thing to do. And the great thing about intermittent fasting too is that there's some studies that have shown that it's better for your cellular health. And when you are not having to constantly fuel your metabolism to break down food and convert it into energy and fat, your cells can kind of flush out the older cells easier. And so it's kind of like a rejuvenating way to eat. And I personally feel so good, like, since I've been doing this. It has been an absolute game changer for me. The next thing, and this kind of ties in with intermittent fasting, but I have cut out excessive snacking. Anytime I was hungry, I wouldn't just like allow myself to feel hungry. I'm like, oh, I've got to eat something. So like, go and eat a whole bunch of chips or pretzels or cheese or whatever. Like, but that's not really helping the fitness goals in the long run, right? You're just adding more calories and sometimes not burning them off in an adequate amount of time before you go to bed. So cutting out excessive snacking. I do allow myself a little snack in the afternoon because I just eat lunch and dinner, and sometimes I don't have that snack, but a lot of times I do. And so I'll have like a handful of nuts or a little bit of like fruit, like a berry or grapefruit. And that's worked really, really well for me. And kind of piggybacking on like not excessively snacking is also just cutting out caloric extras in my diet. So for instance, like I used to always have to have cream in my coffee. I've never been like a sugar in my coffee kind of girl, but cream in my coffee. But even that is just like a little changed, and those calories add up over time. So by switching to drinking black coffee, which was really hard for me at first, that eliminates a lot of excess calories. So it's just little tweaks here and there that makes such a big difference. Thing number 3 that has also really helped me is I move a lot. I have a 14-month-old, so I'm literally chasing her around the house all day. But I also started going for walks as soon as I could after I had her because A, it just felt good to move, and B, like I knew that I wanted to lose some extra weight. So getting up and going and doing something, even though it's just walking and it's not hard on your joints or even really physically intensive, I started losing weight by doing that. And as the weight started to come off, I had more energy, and then I was able to start actually doing heavier workouts and doing some running and cycling. And so it's kind of a snowball effect. You start these little habits and these little changes, and they really kind of roll over. And when you start feeling better, you can do more. So, I think it's important to start small if you are really trying to lose a lot of weight, like how I was. But moving, just get up and move, go for a little walk, get some sunshine. It's good for you. You'll feel great. I think that is such an important thing. I think diet is really, really important, but having some physical activity is really, really good for you too. Now, this one I resisted for a really long time. My point number 4, going low carb. This was more of a recent thing. I started this at the beginning of 2020. And it is now February, the end of February, and I'm down 14 pounds this year. This one can be difficult to cut bread, pasta, starchy foods out of your diet if you are used to those. I'll be honest and say, like, I love pasta. I love it. Like, I want to just stuff my face with it. But it was also stuffing my waistline and making my clothes tighter. And I used to think like, oh, I could never give that up. Like, I can't do it. No, girl, you can do it. Like, I did it. If I can do it, you can do it, okay? You don't have to, though. I mean, it's a personal choice. But I will say for fat loss specifically, carbs are fuel for your body, okay? They give your body a lot of energy. When you take that out, your body has to resort to burning fat. And this can be really difficult. Sometimes when you switch to a low carb diet, you can run into like keto flu and brain fog and feeling kind of fatigued and having blood sugar issues. So, it can be really, really tricky to do this. But I will say, as someone who has always felt like her body resisted losing weight, this has been super, super helpful for me. I have hypothyroidism. I really kind of believed that I couldn't lose weight easily. I told myself like, I can't do it. Oh, it's just too hard. But I also wasn't willing to give up my pasta and my bread. So when I did that, the weight started falling off of me, and literally my clothes have been falling off of me. So I think that is a huge, huge component of successful weight loss. If you really, really have struggled, if you feel like you've tried everything else, and it just hasn't worked, I will say this has worked incredibly well for me. It's not new, it's nothing fancy, but it's very effective. So if you're struggling, maybe consider giving that a try. And the very last thing I want to leave you with is getting quality sleep. And it can be really, really hard if you are a parent, if you have small children. Some people just really have a hard time sleeping in general. But quality sleep is so important for your cellular health, cellular turnover, and especially if you are eating differently and changing your diet, if you are exercising more, you need to support your body's ability to heal itself. And so sleep is the time that happens, and making sure you give yourself enough of a window, going to bed early enough. I know that sounds like so old fogey-ish, like you old fart. But like getting good sleep, I think, is so, so important. And I notice a big difference in how I feel. And when I'm well rested, I'm ready to get up and tackle my day. But these have been the 5 things that have really, really helped me to drop weight effectively, somewhat quickly, which is kind of surprising because I've never been able to do that. And, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I don't believe that you need to spend a ton of money on losing weight. You don't need to hire somebody to tell you all of the things that I just told you. When it comes to losing weight, the biggest thing is that it all comes down to you and the choices that you make. You can give your money to whoever you want. You can give it to a gym, you can give it to a trainer or a team or coaches or whatever. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you and the decisions that you are making. And I will just say that there is enough information out there that is free that you do not need to spend your money giving it to someone to tell you how to lose weight. Okay? Like, save your money for cute workout clothes, save your money for an awesome vacation. Don't just pour your money into other people to tell you how to do it. All you have to do is get outside, go find a park, find somewhere, deal with weather during your workout, put on a poncho if it's raining, wherever you are. You don't have to spend money on a gym. And also, like, when it comes to coaches, most of them are just going to give you a basic workout plan and some type of a meal plan. All of that is available online. Like I said, you don't have to pay somebody to do that. And everybody's going to try to convince you, like, you need my coaching, it's amazing. Oh, you need this group of people to encourage you. And it's like, girl, no, you don't. I have had so many of those people like reach out to me, and it's like, I know that is so helpful to some people, but it's not for me because I know better. I would rather save my money for buying makeup and clothes and other things. Exercise is free. You don't have to have big expensive weights. You can use your own body weight. And I actually think that's fantastic if you were just starting out on like a fitness journey, like using your own body weight to do some squats and doing push-ups. If you can't do a push-up, do a wall push-up. It's just, weight loss is not complicated. It's a combination of moving more, eating a little bit less. And so these are the ways that I have done it. And so I hope this has been really helpful for you. I hope that it inspires you, and I just want you to know you can do it. Coming from the girl who used to think, I can't do this, there's no way in hell that I can make this happen, my body is just stuck this way forever now that I've had a baby, you can do it. I promise you. And you're gonna look good, you're gonna feel good, hopefully you'll be sleeping better. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and like it down below. Subscribe to my channel, especially if you are really, really into beauty. That's normally what I talk about, but I've had so many people that have been curious about my weight loss journey, so I wanted to share that with you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.